I got to know David, you know, he was with Pepe Negro, Buddy Black down in San Diego, and Pepe used to speak very highly of him. I've just gotten, I'm late to the party there also getting to know Dave, but I do know he's very bright. He knows his wine much better than I do. I mean, don't even consider me a wine expert compared to this guy. Very bright, engaging, gregarious, he's got all those different qualities, and he's obviously a quick study too, the way he's picked up this managerial thing. So I'm a big fan. He and I have great conversation. We have the opportunity, and I'm very happy for his success.
And over here to the right.
Joe, how would you describe what your working relationship was with Andrew Friedman, and is it fair to wonder whether or not you would be here if he had not left Tandem?
The working relationship was great. Andrew and I are really good friends also. He obviously gave me the opportunity to manage him and Matt Silverman in a hotel, one of those little conference rooms in Houston, part of the World Series in 2005, right? So we went down there, talked, and there was definitely, we hit it off immediately, a lot of commonality. And like I told him after that, at that point, if that was the one job, had I not gotten it, I would have been disappointed, because I thought the fit was that good. But beyond that, we hung out together, we stayed in touch all the time. I know his family really well, his mom's a trip. Really enjoyed the whole group. So Andrew and I are very close. The second part of it?
Is it fair to wonder whether or not you would be here if he had not
Sure,
left?
I mean that opt-out kicked in by him leaving, so, and I remember the conversation I had with him when that all occurred. I was in my RV. Actually began in Pennsylvania, then he eventually got the news driving through Virginia, so I was effusively happy for him. So you know, being at the age that he is, getting that opportunity to go to a market like that, I know how much he wanted to do something like that. So it was a perfect fit, so I'm really happy for his success. We really are very good friends.
All the way in the back.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Do you consider the benefit that it's possible you don't see Kershaw till Game 3?
Well, they said the same thing about Bumgarner, you know, in Game 3. Here's what I got. Tomorrow's Saturday. Let's play Saturday's game. That's all I'm concerned about. We still have to create our roster. We have to, you know, Johnny's pitching. We have to create the makeup of the bullpen, the bench. That is exactly where my focus is right now. With all due respect for every wonderful pitcher in the game of baseball, I'm just worried about tomorrow. So that's how I operate. That's how I want our group to operate. The moment you start getting ahead of yourself just a little bit, it can definitely bite you quickly. So that's it. Mr. Kershaw is outstanding. There's no question. He's one of the best in the last, I don't know, 50 years, whatever. But that's just one pitcher. We have to worry about tomorrow's pitcher.
And over here to the left.
Joe, watching this playoffs, all the closers being used in different innings, 5th, 6th, 7th. Do you see this as an anomaly for the season, or is this going to be the way playoffs are in the future?
I just think, I think for the most part, it's been kind of that way in the past, where you want to use your bullpen slightly differently in the playoffs. I think it's getting more play right now in regards to coverage, and you know, when you get all the different TV shows where people are generating this kind of concept and the Saber Patricians of the world. This is something that's been out there. I think it's just becoming more prominent and being spoken about more, and then thus you're seeing more of it in the game. But I always believe that you're going to utilize your bullpen differently this time of the year. Then again, you have to have guys that are valuable and amenable. Seriously, I mean, it's not like Black coming in as early. I give the guy a lot of credit. That's something he's not used to doing and did very well. And then Jensen to be able to almost pitch 3 innings, that's probably progress. So I mean, that's stuff that you don't normally do. It would be difficult to do that during a regular season on a consistent basis, and not really. I think it'd be much more difficult to be consistently successful by moving people around that often and having to throw that much. However, this time of the year is a different animal, and I think I get it. It's the way it should be.
And over here to the left.
Hi, Joe. You haven't seen the Dodgers for a while. Just general thoughts on them and the series.
They're veteran. They know what they're doing out there. Obviously, when Ruiz can pitch it, I think for Utley, that's different. You don't see that every day. I was looking at their roster, and they do. They have I know Howie very well, and Kendricks. Howie's one of them. Had Howie with the Angels. Know him well. I think they have one of the best young players in the game. Seager at shortstop. He is. incredibly good talent, especially at the ladies dipper. Turner at third base, he's the kind of guy, he's from Long Beach guy, so you know how they play baseball. And even Utley's from Long Beach also. I mean, that's just a little pocket up there that I've always been impressed with. So they're tough. The word grind is used excessively this time of the year, actually during the season, but right now you're grinding all the time. But I think they have that within their fabric. They are grinders. Their pitching, bullpen could really match up. They got significant lefties and righties. They're good. They're very good, and they provide, with all the left-handed hitters in their line, their ability to move it back and forth, which is expected, is very good. It's been planned out that way.
All the way straight back.
Joe, you guys used the defensive shift this year less than any team in the majors, yet your defense was historically really good. How do you account for that?
Well, I mean, the shifting less, I think primarily that's just, it's only counted when the shortstop moves on the other side, the second baseman moves on the other side. I think we're still an appropriate defensive alignment. I don't know this, but it's what I think. I played in the American League. There was many more in the American League East. There was many more heavy pull left-handed hitters that required you to do that. Playing in the National League this year, I don't see that as being as excessive. I might be wrong with just observationally. I think that's true. And also, like I said, we still move a lot. We just maybe don't move to the other side of the bag where it gets notated. So I also believe that the range of our kids, our guys out there, athleticism on defense, and the pitchers, I mean, they have to work in concert where the pitcher elicits weaker contact, which makes your defense bigger. If your pitching staff doesn't elicit weak contact, your defense becomes smaller. I think that all is a part of the equation. So when you look at it, I don't think you can just look at shifting or not shifting. How good are your starting pitchers? How athletic and what kind of range your defense have? All these things factor into to get to this particular juncture. And then, like I said, when it comes down to shifting, and I think it's almost it's turned into a funny word where people are either impressed or annoyed by it. It's just you take the information or the data and you try to step your guys appropriately. And I think it's just based on where we're at. And furthermore, like regarding outlawing shifting, I think you're seeing a natural organic method where the hitters are not just up there trying to pull the ball and realize they got to utilize the other part of the field. There's a lot of knocks over there. So I think all this stuff eventually is going to lead to probably less shifting. Last point, it's got to start in the minor leagues. I mean, if you have a heavy left-handed pull hitter in the minor leagues, this is a guy that you have to consider either teaching him how to bunt or making him understand and learn how to get the ball on the ground on the other side, which they can do. But to nurture that on the major league level is difficult.